Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Rocha Kodash, Ma'amath. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder, Aharawan Banyasharala of the Lions Den Camp, here in Jacksonville, Florida. Shalom to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. In the car, Harab Ban Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala here in Jacksonville, Florida. And now today I'll be coming out with a lesson, and it's about the famine of the word. As of course, I was watching a lesson by I think, if I'm not mistaken, the brother Yakal over there in the UK. I watch his videos. His page is Real Israelites, or it might have been the brother Tay Yasharala, but nonetheless, one of them said something in either way. I don't know which one, but it inspired this lesson right here. And as you know, of course, it could be in conjunction to a previous lesson that I did, but nonetheless, this is just the truth, and this is a prophecy that is going to happen, that the Lord said is going to happen, and that is the famine of the word. Meaning, it's going to come a point to where the Lord is going to tell his men, pull his men off the streets and say, hey, that's enough. No more speaking. And once that happens, that's when everybody gonna be all ears. That's when everybody gonna want to listen. That's when everybody gonna want to hear and know what's going on. But by that time, it'll be too late. So people will be stuck with everything they've held on to in this world. Any major philosophy, belief, or doctrine of man, or should I say of Esau, or Edom, or Adawam, that's what a lot of people are going to be stuck with. So without further ado, let's just get right into it. This is Amos chapter 8, verse 11. It says, behold, the days come, saith the Lord Yahweh, that I will send a famine in the land, not a famine of bread, nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of the Lord Yahweh. So one day the Lord is going to send a famine, and it's not going to be a famine of what? Bread. It's not going to be a thirst for water, but it's going to be a famine of hearing the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. It's going to be a famine of the Lord's words, his truth, and all the things that he spoke of in his scriptures. It's going to be a famine of that, because the men of the Lord that the Heavenly Father has chosen, that is, he has set up from the foundation of the earth to bring forth this word, they're not going to be out on the highways and the byways. The true men of the Lord, the real men of the Lord, they're not going to be out on the highways and the byways, because by that time, it's going to be a lot of pandemonium and chaos. It's going to be a lot of things happening. So we're coming to that point of the famine of the word getting ever closer, because again, Esau is around here taking down pages, taking down videos completely, revoking brothers' Akim access to their pages, not allowing or trying to stop the men of the Lord from working. Well, that all goes into a famine of the word. And those days are going to come. But the Lord is going to send that famine, and it's not going to be a famine of bread nor a thirst for water, but of hearing the words of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. People ain't going to be able to get the skinny on things, get the gist of what's happening. Ain't going to be no more men of the Lord harping and prophesying and speaking on events, because the Lord is going to hide his men and protect them, and people are going to be left with everything they have chosen to hold on to. Verse 12 says, they shall wander from sea to sea, and from the north even to the east. They shall run to and fro to seek the word of the Lord Yahweh, and shall not find it. So they're going to run from sea to sea, place to place, people to people, north to the east, south to the west. They're going to be going everywhere. They're going to run to and fro on the earth. They're going to be looking, especially here in Babylon, America. They're going to be going somewhere everywhere trying to find the men of the Lord. Those same men that they say was hollering at people, accosting people and wearing dresses and spreading hate speech. When all hell break loose for real, they're going to, those same men, which are the men of the Lord, that's when people are going to be looking for them. But guess what? We ain't going to have not a word to say because the Lord is going to take us off the streets. He's going to stop these videos. People ain't going to be able to look on the internet and get to understand it. They ain't going to be there. The Lord is finna get ready to remove his men off the streets. Whenever that may be. But it's coming. Sooner than later. And that's when people are going to go from place to place. They're going to be looking. And they're not going to find it. They're not going to find the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. They're not going to find this truth. So that's why I said, seek ye the Lord while he can be found. Call upon him while he is near. And right now he can be sought after. And right now he is near. But it's going to come a point to where he is not going to be sought after. And he's not going to be near. And in that time and during that time, those who have not turned to him, those who are not dwelling under his shadow, i.e. his protection, they're going to suffer his wrath. Last point. Second Esdras chapter 5. Verse 11. It says, one land shall ask another and say, is righteousness that maketh a man righteous going through thee? And it shall say no. So it's going to come a point where they're going to be, it's going to come a point to where they're going to seek the wisdom of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. They're going to be, people are going to be seeking for justice, seeking for righteousness. And they're not going to find it. That's why it says one land shall ask another. People are going to be going around asking, have you seen the men of the Lord? Have you seen those who speak the truth? Have you seen justice? Have you seen righteousness that maketh a man right? Have you heard the truth? Has it come this way? Has it been through this way? And people are going to say, no, we have not heard. We have not seen. We do not know where they are. So the fact that people are turning a deaf ear, they will really be left here. They're going to really be left here. Because people ain't listening. We're getting to that point. The famine of the word is coming. This is not a game. This is not a joke. Once the Lord tell his men to stop speaking, that is the end of the Lord speaking and him issuing total judgment on the earth. See, Esau with his wickedness, he tries to stop the men of the Lord. He tries to stop Akim, around the four corners of the earth from speaking this truth. But it won't stop until the Lord stops it. It is the Heavenly Father that's going to give the order of the famine of the word. And then guess what? That's when truth going to hide itself and wit is going to withdraw itself into its secret chamber. This righteousness of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. You ain't going to be able to get it. So most people don't understand. They better get it now while the getting is good and just jump on it. Because minute by minute, hour by hour, slowly but surely, or should I just say quite quickly but surely, the doors of grace are closing. And the Heavenly Father is finna tell his men not to speak anymore. But until that time comes, we ought to speak, and we still gonna speak, regardless of what this devil does, this deceiver does in trying to hinder the words of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. But yeah, it's gonna get to that point, the famine of the word. And once that happens, that's when people are gonna be all ears. And there ain't gonna be nothing for them to hear. And with that, shalom.